In this week's leader tip, we're going to look at how execution impacts team performance. When execution breaks down, organizations experience missed deadlines, blown budgets, unmet goals, and frustration for everyone. But assessing the root cause of that dysfunction in measurable metrics is key to elevating performance. Remember, the 5 components of high-performing teams are communication, relationship, alignment, execution, and capacity. Execution is achievement. It's implementing a plan and successfully achieving its goals. If you look at the precision of Formula One racing, you see that a pit stop happens in under 2 seconds. In that time, they refuel, change all 4 tires, and make critical adjustments to the car. That kind of remarkable efficiency is because of detailed planning, relentless training for the driver and the crew, and analysis before, during, and after the race. There has to be clear and effective communication to keep everyone in sync. The driver's success and safety depends on that flawless execution of their role. Execution also requires engagement. When leaders push for alignment without effective communication and relational trust, it may give you compliance, but you don't really get engagement. It's the difference in lighting a fire under someone, where they move away from the heat, and lighting a fire inside of someone, where you get the intrinsic motivation that gains engagement. Think of a steam engine. I can light a fire on the floor of that steam engine and create a tremendous amount of heat. But until I take that fire and actually put it inside of the firebox, the steam engine is not going to move forward. There'll be no forward progress. In the same way, leaders have to balance both support and challenge for each individual on their team in order to foster engagement. It's actually one of the greatest challenges in leadership. And then execution is about awareness. It's moving from the insights for each individual on the team so that they recognize the factors that are undermining their influence and causing a barrier to their success, seeing the behaviors that come from those tendencies and how those behaviors impact the team as a whole. There's the old saying that a chain is only as strong as its weakest link, which is why it's important for each individual to scale up. And then developing a deep understanding of the team dynamics and how those dynamics impact performance. Unhealthy individual behaviors and poor team interactions can quickly escalate into performance issues, limiting the team's ability to execute on its goals. Execution is also about assessment. The average team functions at less than 60% of their full potential. When execution is a problem, we need to go back and revisit the foundations. More often than not, the root is ineffective communication and a lack of relational trust, which causes misalignment. And without a shared vision and shared direction, execution is nearly impossible. So a thorough team assessment is one of the most effective ways to gather the necessary data to identify and address the root causes of poor execution and underperformance. So I'm going to ask you again to rate your team. Does our team consistently execute on our goals? What percentage of the time would you say that happens? And then how would your team rate these same factors? Is there a gap?